Favelas is on the air. Favelas is on the air. Favelas is on the air. Favelas is on the air.
Pow.
Hello and welcome to Footballers NFL Draft Recap Edition.
Learning to get
Hello,
paid.
Dave.
Tim and Dave.
Timmy C's here. We're not getting paid on this one. These guys are getting paid.
Definitely.
First rounders definitely getting paid. Timmy C, you didn't even have a first round pick. What did you do on Thursday instead of watch the NFL draft?
I still watch the NFL draft, but I was like, oh, our first round pick is, a two-time all-pro defensive tackle. Okay, that'll work.
Yeah.
I know what he can do. No guesswork on this one. I'm in.
What else did they give up for him?
That's it.
They just gave up this year's first
number
round?
10 for Dexter Lawrence. I like it. I think that is an excellent pick. A lot of the pundits for the Bengals have been saying he is basically the sun and the defense will revolve around him. Literally almost as big as the sun. Just
He's no Vita Vea.
340 pounds. Big guy.
He's almost Vita Vea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's better than Vita Vea. 22 and 23. He was the best defensive tackle in football. And there was a guy named Aaron Donald in the league those 2 years. What
are you going to do when he blows out his knee game one, second quarter?
We'll get to that in just a second. It's not going to be the guy from Navy we drafted in the 7th round. That ain't going to be his replacement.
The running back?
No. He was a defensive tackle. I severely I'm like,
I thought a Navy running back got drafted.
No, Heidenreich.
Yeah.
Where was it he went? Because I watched the Army Navy game and I was like, that guy's good.
Yeah. He ain't NFL good. He's UFL good though.
I don't know. He got drafted like 5th round.
Well, yeah, and then you got how big's the D tackle that you got?
I think the term they used was severely undersized.
Like Ruben Baines.
We're gonna make him a linebacker.
Ruben Baines' arms.
Yeah. No, he's too tall to be Ruben Baines' arms. They're short.
They're severely undersized.
They are. No, they're like short and fat, just like me.
Well, let's pop our little thing up here. It is the 2026 NFL Draft. It ended yesterday. Now, I did a little homework on the NFC, Timmy. I didn't do anything on the AFC.
I graded every AFC team's draft.
Okay. I have. That's your grade?
My grades.
I have the NFL.com's grades for every NFC team's draft. Perfect. But I have some questions on everything. But we'll get started here. We're just going to talk about the number 1 pick. Timmy C. Fernando Mendoza goes number 1 overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. They need to change their name from Raiders to like the Gamblers or something.
I think that's already taken by like some arena league team.
I know that
I love Fernando Mendoza if we were talking about dating my daughter, but I don't know about quarterback. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, last year he lost to nobody, but I mean he
lost to nobody. Literally,
he went to Indiana from Cal. So the year before, so it was last year. I meant the year before last at Cal. So he was a 2-star quarterback coming out of high school with no real big offers. He was outside the top 100 quarterbacks. Like all the way to the number 1 draft pick.
Athletic skill set. I don't know that he's it. This feels like a whole lot of bustability in this, but
yes,
he's a very cerebral quarterback, and those tend to do well.
So he could. I mean, you just never know. Tom Brady wasn't supposed to be anything coming out of college, and look what happened. But Fernando Mendoza is very likable. So I hope that he has a good career. And I mean, if he's going to become like some megastar, I hope he somehow ends up on the Buccaneers in a couple
Like
years.
it seems like a very bad fit for the Raiders, though. Like they're always the bad boy team, and like he's the choir boy.
So do you think he starts this year, game 1, or do you think he rides the pine?
Do they have an option? I think. I mean, to be fair, and we'll go on and get into it. Like the Raiders had a very, very good draft, but it was unmatched by their free agency was phenomenal. And the best part of their free agency, I think, was the Max Crosby trade getting rescinded. Like that was the best move they made in free agency, was not getting rid of Max Crosby.
But does Max Crosby end up getting traded this year?
No, I think they keep him.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the Raiders amount to anything this year, or if this is another. I mean, because this could easily, the Raiders could end up being, 8-9, or they could end up being 3-15, or 3-14.
They have surrounded Mendoza with the kind of things he needs to excel. I mean, he has Brock Bowers.
Yeah, but you don't usually
he has a great
see
running back.
You don't usually
what's the running
see.
back?
I have no clue who their fucking running back is.
He's awesome,
but you don't usually see rookie quarterbacks come into the NFL and just light the world on fire.
Drake.
There's usually a little bit of a learning curve there.
Drake May is pretty good.
Drake May didn't play his rookie year.
Yes, he did.
Very little.
Not this past year, but the year before that.
The year before that was his rookie year, and he didn't start most of the year.
He started like 10 games.
He didn't start out starting, and they were trash.
Yeah. And then
they got better. So
right.
Like, I mean, even Peyton Manning wasn't phenomenal his rookie year, but then the next year it all started to click. So it's not usually one of those where you just come into the league and.
Here's the thing: as you come into the league, if you're going to be the number 1 draft pick, you usually go to a trash ass team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Raiders have done a lot this offseason to surround him with things that can help him win. So, no, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but I agree. I think 8-9 is a very good floor for them.
So we'll see. That's interesting to see. I just did a little top 5 here for the top 5 draft picks. But your number 2 draft pick was David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech. He was a 4-star edge rusher coming out of high school and the 7th edge rusher nationally. So that doesn't scream number 2 pick. But, man, dude's good. He was king of the world at Texas Tech last year.
This was a weak draft overall.
Yes, this was a very – and this would be the year where it's like, I have the number 1 draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Having the number 15, 14, all that wasn't too terrible this year for teams.
Well, the Bengals had number 10 and they traded out. I think they made out like bandits on that trade, because you're going to get everything behind about number 3 was flawed.
Number 3, Jeremiah Love, running back, Notre Dame.
Best player in the draft.
4-star running back. Ranked
he's a running
5th.
back.
He was a 4-star running back. He was 5th nationally coming out of high school. He was amazing. Not only that, he was one of 2 Notre Dame running backs drafted in the first round.
He is also very versatile. He's not just a running back. You can put him in the slot. You can, he's a great blocker. He is the total package.
So that's something you don't see, though. Running backs go in the top 3. It's been 20 years or something like that since one's gone in the top 3. It's not a position of power anymore like it used to be.
No.
Everybody used to want to be either the quarterback or running back. And now, doesn't matter.
And that should tell you something about him, that he went number 3 as a running back.
Yeah.
I like
number 4. This one was a stretch. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State. Number 4.
We'll get back to him at the very end of my my draft grades.
He wasn't even the best wide receiver on Ohio State.
He's good though. His ceiling is amazing. Like his ceiling is Randy
number
Moss.
4 good?
Huh?
Number 4 good. Now, Randy went to the Titans, and they need all the help they can get on offense.
By the way, he has a huge arm throwing to him. So
yes. And number 5. This one we need to chat up, Timmy C. Arvell Reese, Ohio State linebacker. 4-star recruit coming out of high school. Now, the talk of the draft was, what are the academics like at Ohio State? Because Reese left Ohio State.
Those?
He left Ohio State with a 3.7 GPA. In high school, at one point, he had a 0.4 GPA. I don't imagine he just started going to school and learning all of a sudden when he got to college.
Maybe he got his ass in gear. Who knows?
What a crock of shit.
Once again,
all the way out.
Like I feel like everyone that came from Ohio State in this draft, huge upside.
Just how did Ohio State not win the national championship with 94 players drafted in the first round?
I don't think they had 94. There's only 32 in the first round. That would be hard. But I'm upside. Like every bit of it's upside.
Yeah, he was a hell of a linebacker.
Yeah. But also flawed because he needs coaching.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm guessing his Wonderlic score was in the negatives. So
they don't do that anymore.
Let's go. Let's slide down to pick number 15.
I like
Ruben Bain Jr. Edge. Dude, this hurts me.
Why?
Because he's so good and I wanted him, but he's a Hurricane.
Now he's gonna be good. Like you're gonna love him. I like that motor never ends.
David Bailey was an edge and went number 1. A lot of people say Ruben Bain could have been the first edge off the board as well. He fell all the way to 15 to the Buccaneers.
I was shocked by that. Shocked.
Tampa was over the moon that Bain was there for him.
Definitely a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Like
so
short arms.
I wanted him. Tampa needed, we're going to get to this more later, but Tampa needed an edge. They really needed an edge. And Bain is the perfect fit for them. So we will see how it works out. Tampa's defense is ass. They needed somebody.
If we had not traded out of the 10th pick, I would have selected Ruben Bain. Because
let's talk about
let's
talk about your first pick in the second round. Cassius Howe.
Yeah, he stood Texas A&M. I mean, defensive player of the year. I'll take it. I mean, we got him in round 2.
Yeah.
41. The thing that I worry about, and I guess I don't worry about it. He was a first team All-American, consensus SEC player or defensive player of the year. And we all know that just means more. But he's undersized. I think they'll use him as a hybrid. We're transitioning our defense to a smaller, positionless defense, and he is perfect for that. He has a gigantic motor, and he is fast as hell. His
shout out to Minnesota for taking Charles Demings. Thanks, Austin. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
I'm gonna look him up. Keep going.
You covered the NFC. You're supposed to know who that is. This is all right. So Cincinnati has traditionally taken gigantic, powerful edges. See, well, actually, both are edges right now. Huge. Carlos Dunlap, huge. All 6'5", 6'6", and above. 280 pounds, big guys. This guy is, I think, 6'4" and about 240.
Here's why we don't know who Charles Demings is. He was a 5th round draft pick from Stephen F. Austin.
Was that their first draft pick?
No, Minnesota. They had more, but this was just their 5th round pick.
Wow. What a way to pull one out there.
I'm guessing Austin is Stephen F. Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Exactly. But how short, fast edge with a gigantic motor. Cincinnati's defensive line this year is going to be a fucking nightmare for offensive coordinators.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay.
All right.
Dexter Lawrence makes them terrible.
Yeah. Here we go. The first real controversy of the draft, and the one most people talked about. With the 13th pick, the Los Angeles Rams selected Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama.
Their GM
Sean
was
McVay
jazzed
did
about
not.
it.
McVay did not look
McVay was not
happy about this.
I mean, those two faces right there tell the entire story. By the way,
here's the deal. The Rams were right there to go to the Super Bowl last year. They just need a couple of pieces here and there. So what do you do in the first round of the draft?
Quarterback.
You get a future quarterback?
That you could have gotten the second round.
And Ty Simpson, he's a good player. But the problem is he only played 1 year.
Here's the thing. That GM was like Ty Simpson's godfather. Like they have a close relationship.
There's something there, yeah.
He came from Martin, Tennessee, which is about an hour from here. But like his dad and the GM are great friends, and that's how that ended up.
You could have used your 13 pick on something else.
Yeah. A lot of other things.
And gotten him in the second round.
And the Steelers might have pulled him up, but we'll get back to them too, because that's a hilarious story.
Well, Timmy, let's start with your best draft grades of the AFC.
All right, so my best grade, I have 2, and they're 2 terrible teams. The Jets, I gave an A-. Hard to give them a bad draft grade because they had so many picks at the top. Here's my problem. When you're trying to tank for a quarterback, which they are going to desperately need, they've almost put a roster together that is too good to tank. So they're going to be picking like 12 to 16 next year, I think. I think they're probably looking at a 5-12 record, something like that. That's going to be a problem.
If they have a 5-12 record, they're not going to be picking in the 16th. They'll be picking in the top 8.
You realize the Dolphins are in this league, right?
Yeah, they'll be getting the number 1 draft pick next year.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I think the Jets are looking at a 5-12, 6-11 record. So not great. It was a good draft, just not to get a quarterback for them. And
that's the thing. There was no quarterback for them.
Not this year.
No.
But I'd have packaged all that up and sold it for next year. And next year I'd have like 6 first-round draft picks with number 1 being at the top of them.
But see, here's where that sucks. Because you can go ahead and mail it in for this year. But as a fan, you don't get to pay any less for your season tickets.
You're right.
You don't get to pay any less for your merchandise. You don't get to pay any less for your YouTube Sunday ticket.
Any of it, yeah.
So it's kind of a crock of shit, and it's a slap in the face to the fans. Now, towards the end of the year, when you start the year and you're like, yeah, this is going to be our year. And then, 9 games in, you're like, yeah, we suck.
We're getting number 1.
then you start, you're kind of cheering your team. And I remember when the Bucks were right there neck and neck with Tennessee to get the number 1 pick for Jameis Winston. And they're playing somebody and they're winning like 21-6 or something in the third quarter. And we're like, what the shit is going on? And then they ended up blowing it. Thank God. But I mean, so you're actively rooting for your team to lose.
I remember in 19, us and the Dolphins were tied for the number 1 pick. We played them and took them to overtime because we overcame like a huge deficit. And we're like, fucking stop. Don't score any more points. We ended up with Joe Burrow and they ended up with Tua. And we see how that turned out. So sometimes it's worth it to take that tank.
Yeah. Well, on the NFC side, according to NFL.com, 6 teams got an A- or higher.
I gave 2 teams an A-.
5 teams got an A- and 1 team got an A. The 1 team with an A, the Arizona Cardinals. Now, here's the problem with Arizona.
They get a quarterback?
Carson Beck, 3rd round.
Did they get a quarterback?
That's my problem with Arizona. You got Carson Beck and Jacoby Brissett, who's now holding out for a new contract.
Maybe. All right. So they might be the team that drafted best to tank to get the quarterback next year.
But see, next year quarterback class should be better.
A lot better.
Yeah. So, I mean, 2 quarterbacks in the first round, and one of them shouldn't have been there. And then you got, I mean, hell, it was way deep before there was an offensive lineman. And usually those go quick.
Yeah. They all went to the AFC North, by the way.
So your Arizona Cardinals got an A. Notable picks, Jeremiah Love in the first round.
Love
Carson Beck, round 3.
Don't like that one. But, I mean, he could be one of those guys that develops and becomes good.
Yeah, he could. I mean, he was good in college for a couple years, and then he got hurt, and then it was weird.
My only grade other than the Jets that had a grade was the Raiders also gave them an A-. Same thing. They had a lot of high picks, so it's kind of hard to knock them on theirs. They also got a top-end corner in the 4th round, Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. Medicals is what kept him back, but he has a super high upside. I wish he had fallen to the Bengals in the 4th because they'd have totally taken it. And their free agency was awesome. Like I said, 8 and 9 is their floor next year.
So let's see if I can find that. Final grades. Arizona A. Let's see. You said, let me go with your guy.
I had the Jets and the Raiders.
So you have New York Jets. HIJKL. HIN. Oh. New England, New York Giants, New York Jets on NFL.com got a B+.
I gave him an A-. Pretty close.
Okay, and who else?
The Raiders got an A-.
Oakland.
No, Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Hell. Duh. Los Angeles. Las Vegas. Right here, NFL.com. A-.
Look at
They
that.
had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 draft picks.
That's a lot.
They had 1 in the first round, 1 in the second round, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 1, 6, 1, 7. Including Malik Benson, wide receiver from Oregon, who played at Alabama and Florida State and did absolutely nothing at Florida State because he had trash-ass DJ Uiagalelei trying to throw him the ball. What a disaster that was. Atlanta Falcons got a B- with no first-round picks. Well, your other A's, you had the Carolina Panthers, an A-. They went offensive tackle to help keep Bryce Young up. They were a playoff team last year. They won the NFC South. Chicago Bears, A-. Why did they draft another tight end? Didn't they draft one with like the 6th pick last year?
They're going to run a 6 tight end set this year.
TJ's going to love that shit. Your Detroit Lions, A-. They drafted the first offensive tackle and then 5 defensive players the rest of the way. They needed on defense.
But I'm going to tell you, having that, so they've already got Penei Sewell at offensive tackle. If they get a second anchor on that side, that's going to be good.
If you can keep Goff from having to run around like crazy. Yeah. Your other A's, San Francisco 49ers, an A-. They went with a wide receiver, first pick of the 2nd round.
They need it because their wide receivers keep wanting to leave.
Yeah. But Mike Evans is also there, but he's only going to be there for a year or two.
77.
Guaranteed. And your Tampa Bay Buccaneers with an A-. This makes me scratch my head. First 3 picks for the Bucs, good. I liked Reuben Bain, Josiah Trotter at linebacker, and Ted Hurst, wide receiver. Problem is, Tampa Bay needs help in the secondary terribly. And they got nobody. They've done nothing in the secondary.
Maybe they think they're going to.
If you want to beat Tampa Bay, just throw the ball because they can't stop it.
Yeah. Didn't work for the Bengals the last 2 years, but maybe.
Mike Evans, he can piss off.
He can live forever, but he can't play football forever.
Yeah. Nor live forever. I hate him now. So,
rude.
No, I always love Mike Evans, but when they play, I hope he gets a fingernail injury.
hope he gets a hangnail.
Your other notable grades on the NFC. Dallas Cowboys with a B+. I thought their first round was incredible with Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence. Rucker was over the moon with Caleb Downs, and then he was hoping Reuben Baines would be there at 20, but that was
Caleb Downs is a culture setter. That's why the Cowboys should be happy.
Yeah. Green Bay Packers B+. They went all defense except for a center in the 5th round and a kicker in the 6th round. That's kicker. Who's their kicker now? They don't need a kicker.
I don't know.
Drafting.
You always need a kicker.
Rams B+. Ty Simpson at 13. What drugs are we on? Minnesota Vikings. They got a B. Their first pick at 18. Caleb Banks from Florida, defensive lineman. He's a great player. Always injured. Always injured. New Orleans Saints.
Fell that far.
New Orleans Saints. Same thing. B+. They got Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, round 1, number 8 from Arizona State. Dude is awesome. Always injured. If you're always injured in college, the odds aren't great in your NFL life because these players are bigger, faster, and stronger. New York Giants, B+. They drafted at 5 and 10, Arvell Reese and Francis Magoa. So it's
we traded Dexter Lawrence for Francis Amagoa. I don't even know who he is.
Yeah. Philadelphia Eagles. This is another talk of the draft. Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver, USC. Was he on drugs or what?
All right, so here's the funny part of this. The Steelers called Mekhi Lemon because they didn't think whoever was in front of him was going to select him. Had him on the phone and said, "Hey, how you want to be a Steeler?" The Eagles couldn't get through to him because the Steelers were talking to him. And then the Eagles drafted him. They drafted him. Steelers end up with a shitty offensive lineman.
I love that shit. That's awesome. But see, and Steelers wanted him. I guess they got rid of one head case, so they needed another one. But who's going to throw him the ball?
Aaron Rodgers was not impressed when they didn't get Mekhi Lemon. He's like, damn it.
Does Rodgers come back? I think
Yes,
he's got one more
I
year.
think he does. His ego won't let him leave.
Yeah. Seattle Seahawks board B+. Jadarian Price, running back, Notre Dame, last pick of the first round, pick number 32. That's Kenneth Walker III's replacement right there.
Yep.
And last but not least, the Washington Commanders with a B. Another Ohio State Buckeye. Sonny Styles, linebacker.
He's good.
Yeah, that's who I wanted the Bucks to get.
Oh, he's so good.
But he wasn't dropping to 15. All right, let's hear the AFC, Timmy.
All right. So I'm just going to walk it down by division. We'll start with the North. The Ravens.
Well, Darren Staley, I'm so confused. I did not watch the draft and have no points of reference from which to make dumbass comments.
I'm just going to throw Ronnie Millsap in one of the drafts here. Ravens, I gave them a C. They took a guard in the first round. What? A guard in the first round. They double dipped at wide receiver because God knows they're going to need it.
Yeah.
They had a whole lot of picks and took projects. Bengals B+, solid draft. They took the defensive players they needed, but linebacker is hanging out there.
But and also the biggest story
problem right now,
like you said, though, the biggest story of their draft was
Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
got Dexter Lawrence, so he wasn't included in part of their draft.
Yeah.
So,
but they got to do something at linebacker. That's Browns B+. Browns are building a great offense. Unfortunately for them, they're missing one position, and they drafted two of them last year, and neither was good. Quarterback is a problem.
Finger me daddy's coming back, right?
No, he's back. They got one more year with him.
Yeah.
Steelers B. They drafted a quarterback, but Drew Aller is not an NFL quarterback. That's going to be a problem.
They also drafted a quarterback last year.
Yeah. Once again, you need to create a terrible roster to draft a good NFL quarterback.
Who's their coach now?
The guy from Green Bay, McCarthy, and Dallas. Yeah. They are very happy with 9 and 8 every year. They're like their business.
That gets you a lifetime contract in Pittsburgh.
So we go to the East. The Bills, I gave them a C-. They need a lot of offensive help, and they didn't draft any weapons at all till the 4th round. What are we doing? Our plan is to run Josh Allen 77 times a game. Dolphins C. They're in full tank mode, and it's working out for them.
You gave the Bills what?
C-.
NFL.com gave them an A.
Congratulations.
They went all defense.
They did.
For the wide receiver in the 4th round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if NFL.com knows what their deficiency was last year, but it was not on defense. It was they couldn't.
The Bills traded down 3 times in round 1 to gain additional mid-round selections and still found a much-needed physical pass rush presence in Edge and Parker. So let's see. DJ Moore, Buffalo's original 2nd-round pick, was used widely to acquire receiver DJ Moore and a 5th-round selection from Chicago. I forgot they got DJ Moore.
They assume he's better than he actually is. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't get that's. I mean, anything after round 4 is usually a.
Yeah. It's a crap shot at best.
Yeah. Somebody who's looking for special teams.
Getting back to that, the Patriots C-. Other than, the whole Rossini distraction, they needed wide receivers. They did not draft wide receivers. I think their last pick was a wide receiver. You're muted, dummy.
Their last pick was an edge. They got an offensive tackle, an edge, a tight end, cornerback, offensive tackle, linebacker, quarterback, running back. And
so no wide receivers.
Yeah.
Cool. We already talked about the Jets. So we'll move to the West. Broncos. D. It's kind
A
of hard to
minus
have,
on NFL.com.
huh?
A minus on NFL.com.
They didn't have a pick till the 4th round.
Third round.
Oh, 3rd round. And I mean, how are you gonna have an A minus draft when you don't have a pick till the 3rd round?
They definitely need help on offense.
This is their past catching up with them. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Chiefs B plus. They had a really good draft. They got a lot of defensive talent that should have been taken way before they got them. But I think they still need offensive weapons. You got old ass Kelsey out there catching patches.
Yeah, I hope they lose every game this year.
Well, I don't know.
They did get Nussmeier in the 7th round, pick number 249. Before the year started, he was projected to be the 6th quarterback off the board in the first round.
Still might have been the 6th quarterback off the board.
In the first round.
Well, no, he still might have been the 6th quarterback off the board.
Very terrible quarterback year.
The Chargers, C minus. Your one job was to build a stronger offensive line, and your first draft pick on offense was a center in the 2nd round. What? Terrible. I'm waiting. I know you're looking at it. Like, I can't get low enough.
Ten quarterbacks drafted.
So he was the 10th
He was the 10th.
out of 10.
Let me make sure. Let me double check that. Drew Aller at 76. Cole Payton from North Dakota State at 178.
North Dakota State?
Cabe Klubnik from Clemson. He was also projected to be the number 3 pick before the season started. Baron Morton, 234. Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza, Garrett Nussmeier was the last quarterback taken.
Terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so we moved to the South. I gave the Texans a C. Their draft was solid enough, but they got to take a running back. They're doing a good job building from the inside out, but you can't be all defense, and they are all defense. Like, their defense is fabulous.
Yeah.
You gotta. I think they might be in the boat where, hey, we might want to get in this quarterback lottery next year.
Well, they got a quarterback.
Do they?
He was
wasn't great.
He wasn't great. He hasn't been great the last 2 years, but he was phenomenal his first year.
Yeah.
But he's not terrible. But what he did have a ton of turnovers in the playoffs. So in that one game against the Patriots.
Ortiz, I gave we talked about him earlier. I gave the Raiders an A minus. One of the 2 A grades I gave out. Colts, I gave a B minus. Bolstered a struggling defense last year. They need that high end wide receiver though, and they didn't get that. And we'll see with Daniel Jones. I have faith in Daniel Jones. I think he can be good.
So here we go. With Ortiz, we're going. Raiders got they just stocked up on picks. Like I said, they had one in the first, one in the second,
14 picks or something stupid.
They had 10 picks. So it's going to be young, but I mean, you got guys there like wide receiver Malik Benson from Oregon. He was a 6th round pick. And I mean, that's depth, if nothing else, but he was supposed to be really good. And it didn't flash until this past year at Oregon. But, he was handcuffed in Tallahassee with Florida State 2 years ago. So with DJ Ongwe getting hurt early and then Florida State throwing in freshmen, and it just was not meant to be. So, but I mean, Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. That's not a bad pick. At pick 101. Yeah. I mean, K'Ron Crawford from Auburn was not a bad pick, and they got him at 67 in the third round. So I don't hate it. If Mendoza can play up to the billing,
that's gonna be the thing. Like I said, floor is 8-9. If he's a traditional rookie quarterback,
no, the ceiling is 8-9.
No, floor is 8-9.
So you don't think they're any worse than 8-9?
I think they're a very good team surrounded by a rookie quarterback.
See, I think they win like 5 or 6 this year. That's to me, their floor is 4 and their ceiling's like 7 or 8.
I think their ceiling's a little higher, probably 10-7s or so.
Well, also at the same time, you got to look at their schedule. I don't know what their schedule is off the top of my head, other than I know they play the Chiefs twice. Well, see, I know they play the Chiefs twice. I know they play the Chargers twice, and they play the Broncos twice. That's a tough division. That could be 6 losses right there.
See, I think there's a lot of flipping to be done in the West.
Let's look.
I don't think those teams are going to be as good.
Las Vegas Raiders 2026 schedule. Let's see who we got. So they got the Cardinals, Broncos, Chiefs, Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, Bills, Dolphins. That's a win. Rams, Seahawks, Chargers, Patriots, Jets, 49ers, Browns, Titans, Saints. That's tough. So Titans, Browns, Jets, Dolphins. There's 4.
Think Cardinals, they get one off the Chiefs, one off the Broncos.
And see, the Chiefs are weird because last year, they went what, 5-11, something like that.
6-11,
6-11,
6-11, I think.
But it was the reverse of years prior, where they won that game by 3. Last year they lost it by 3. So it was still one of those things where you didn't want them to somehow back into the playoffs late because they're still the Kansas City Chiefs and they still have Patrick Mahomes.
Well, you figure by rule, they're going to go 2-4 in the division. So at least.
That's a tough division.
Anyway, let's get back to the AFC South. We talked about the Texans. Colts, B-. They bolstered their struggling defense, but they need a top-end wide. I feel like I keep repeating myself. Lots of teams need top-end wide receiver.
When their number 1 is Alec Pierce,
that's a problem.
Yeah.
So we go to the Jags. I gave them a B-. Very similar to the Bengals, actually. They address everything, but that linebacker is still hanging out there. They need a top linebacker. And the only grade I gave this, Titans, I gave them a TBD. Because I do not know their draft. They have so many projects with huge upside. We might not be able to grade that draft for 2 years, but everyone they took, I thought, has the chance to be awesome.
So Keldrick Falk was a good pick. Let's see how they were A- on NFL.com. Titans' selection of the draft's top receiver was a surprise, not because Tate's talent didn't merit, but because top defenders Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles were still available. Tennessee swapped mid-round picks with the Bills to move up for Falk, who fits Robert Saleh's defensive scheme. I forgot he was their new, Robert Saleh. I forgot he was their new coach. Because of the strength and length on the edge, the Titans found great value in their only day 2 selection by taking Hill, an athletic, hard-hitting middle linebacker that should find the field early on. And from Texas, that's 5th-round picks in a draft from the Ravens and Rams for DeMont Jones and Roger McCreary. Carmona is a future potential starter inside with starting experience at tackle as well. Coogan's leadership and stout blocking can help him compete for playing time this season. So, yeah, we'll see. Finding Singleton in the fifth should pay dividends because he's a good dual threat back who played on a bad Penn State team in 2025.
Like, they literally have the chance to have an A+. They also have the chance to have like a C-.
Yeah, that could – I mean, it could work out in their favor or it could just be ugly. I mean, Pat Coogan from Indiana, 190. See, that was the thing. A lot of people don't realize Indiana was a very heavy transfer team. And a lot of those guys were like 25 years old.
Yeah.
Men amongst boys. So, is he really that good? We'll find out. But, I mean, nobody's taken a center in the first couple rounds. So, although the Bucks did. Bucks took one in the first round a couple years ago.
Well, there was a team that took one in the second round this year.
But that's not usually something you see. Dude, I hate to wish.
What's up, Dave?
I hate to wish my life away and wish away summer, but I can't wait for football season.
Love football.
I watched UFL last night just to get in the thick of things.
I still watch it. I love watching UFL.
Yeah, I mean we cooked out. I did a surf and turf burritos on the Blackstone last night. You got to come back down here. The outdoor kitchen's getting built next week. I'm excited. You got to come back down, dude. It's epic. So I'm ready. Like, summer's here. I'm going to be spending a lot of time outside. So I will be watching UFL football and NASCAR and baseball. And because that's what I did. Like, I turned on the Rays game last night, watched the Rays game, hung out, had cocktails on the back patio, got the old Blackstone fired up and started cooking surf and turf burritos. Yummy. And then smoked a brisket last night, put it on about 9 o'clock and pulled it off about probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock today. So the brisket's sitting and waiting. So we're going to cut that sucker open here. I think I'm going to go refill my cocktail here. And Jenny and I are going to go sit at the pool for a little while. Nice. So that's it. Footballers, NFL draft recap. I'm Dollar Bill Dave, Timmy C. Darren Staley, you're always invited. Every time. Paltry. All right. If anything good happens in the sports world, Timmy C and I will pop back on. We got tons of other shows. TJ and Dave are bombarding our text thread with. They're wanting to watch sports cards. I don't know. Cards. I think, Timmy, I'm going to have you join me for Era's Golden. I think you and I should just do that. I'm in. Always. And we're gonna start cranking that up. A interview with Tito Santana on Era's Golden is coming, but we're gonna fast forward to WrestleMania 1. Timmy C and I are gonna rewatch WrestleMania 1 here in the next week or two, and then we're gonna do a show. Timmy C is gonna start joining me on that we'll probably do that every couple weeks and get through the golden era of the World Wrestling Federation. But if anything big in sports happens, we will be here and we will open up footballers and bring it on right here on markoutmoments.net. Timmy C, thanks for joining me. Tell Sarah and the kids I said hello. Will do. We will see you guys soon. All right. Peace. Thanks, guys.